Hey guys, what's up? This is Switchy, and today we have some more Midnight Club car tutorials. So as you see right now, I'm already working on the vinyl. We opened up the vinyl shop, I already got something going. Now the reason why you saw me just jump straight into this is because this is very time consuming. The total time it takes me to do the vinyl is about 40 minutes, and I've cut it down to 6 minutes 30 seconds for this one, and most likely the same amount of time for the next one. So, to my first point on how to customize cars. Now, last time I was really just talking straight up about the car, but this time I've thought it out a little bit more. So, first tip. This does take trial and error. This is why you'll see a lot of cutting and things like that throughout this video, because I go through so many different things trying to find something to do, trying to see how it looks good. As you see right now, I'm going through the colors on that vinyl in the front. Now, it may seem very simple, but getting there took me about 8 minutes alone, getting to that little thing right there. So, even if you know what you're going to do, because I already had thoughts in my mind when I was making this car, it will take time. So that's the first point, it takes time. Second point, when you're trying to create a car, have a thought in mind, like I just said. It helps a lot because you're not thinking, oh, well, what do I try to make this car look like now? I already have something finished, what should I do now? That is not something you want to be dealing with when you get to the vinyl shop. You should have that thought as you're making the car, as you start putting the body together, things like that. So, as you see, the car is a Nissan Skyline, so I believe I actually said this in the previous video, but I thought I'll keep it Japanese, something like that. I'll kind of do something like you've seen in the movies, stuff like that, where they have like the cars from Tokyo, Need for Speed Tokyo Drift, and various other movies. I've even seen like the indie racing movies, so I've seen a lot on how they design them, so I thought I'll do something like that. And in the end, you'll actually see something. I spell killer in Japanese on the side of the car. So that is my second point. Have an idea in your head. When you have an idea in your head, you go through this a lot faster, you get better at it quicker, and it improves your creativity. So that's why I love doing it, because when you can come up with things on the spot, create cars like this whenever you feel like it, it's an awesome feeling, because you just have like this whole garage full of these awesome cars that your friends are freaking out on how good they look. Okay, so the next thing. As you see what I just did around the back wheel, doing little things like that improve how your car looks greatly. It gives it a little bit more detail, it looks like you put more time into it. It's a very good aesthetic. So all you do, you just create a vinyl, copy it, and make one smaller. It gives it a nice outline of whatever color you want, or you can even use masking, which is in the vinyl section. You just go down, it's the one before the color, you can go to masking and make that black outline, that, let's say, that blue around the wheel, I take that off and mask it, then it'll look like the blue of the car, and you'll be left with that little black outline. That is something really cool to do. It is a very nice effect, and I might actually do a solo video on just how to use masking. Masking is a very underused tool in Midnight Club. As you see what I'm doing right now in this car, I want to get into it just really quick. I'm starting to spell things out. Now, I knew that it would take too much time to try to create each letter very detailed, so what I did, I went to the various sections and I found things that kind of looked like the shape that the Japanese writing was in. So I got a little creative, thought outside the box, and started using stuff like this. It gave it a really nice look because all of them were pretty much pointy, curves, stuff like that. So it was all kind of like part of the same family. It wasn't trying to put a straight line together with a curved line, or like a striped vinyl, trying to mix that with a square or something like that. So that's the fourth thing I'm going to tell you guys. When you're creating a car, try to keep it fluent. Don't try to mix too much up together, because the cars there may be parts of the car that look amazing, but when you take the whole car as a whole, it's not gonna look as great, because you're gonna have, let's say, a pretty decent, maybe real life style looking, so something that you'd actually drive on the streets in real life, and then you're gonna have like some Hot Wheels vinyl on the side that if you bought that car in real life, people would be looking at you like you were crazy. So that's a very good thing to keep in mind. Try to either keep the car very basic or simple, instead of having some parts basic, some parts crazy, some parts very well thought out, and other parts you just use fillers. Keep the car in like one general idea, not a style, I guess. So that's something very good to keep in mind. Now, part 2 should be out in the next couple days, so where I continue talking to you about how to make these cars look a lot better, and I give you a few more tips, which include the coloring and stuff like that. So like, favorite, comment, subscribe, check out my channel again so you can see part 3, which I believe I finished up this car. Thanks guys, this was Switchy.